food cravings, you can get yours under control, and no, willpower and portion control are not the answers. Today, in today's coffee chat, we're talking about getting control of your food cravings, correctly identifying the root cause so that you can prevent them from happening in the first place. So grab your mug of your favorite beverage and join me for today's coffee chat. Well, I help hundreds of people every year, and one of the most common things that people ask me to help them with is cravings. They feel like their food cravings are controlling them, and they're desperate to get control of their cravings. And I have a lot of success with helping people prevent their cravings from happening in the first place, so that you're not trying to white knuckle it and control your way through it, but poof, they just disappear. They don't happen in the first place. And it's all about identifying what is the correct root cause of your craving and taking actions to prevent them from ever happening. Today is the fourth video in my series of identifying different root causes and the correct preventive steps. And I will include links in the description box below to those other videos for those other root causes, so you'll want to check them out. Today we're addressing the root cause that I call eye hunger or mouth hunger. That's the root cause. And it's an example of, well, let me give an example. Let me see. An example. Okay, pre-COVID-19 example. You've gone out for a beautiful meal, you're totally satisfied and your tummy is full, and you're walking home and you stop. You see a beautiful bakery and all of their goodies, their cakes, their pastries are sitting there, and you want one. I mean, you're totally satisfied, you're not hungry, but yep, your eyes have drawn you into that food and you want one. That's eye hunger. Current example, perhaps you're working from home more and you're doing some extra baking, and so you've baked a dozen cookies, and you sit down, you enjoy 2 cookies, and your mouth wants more. So then you have another cookie and another cookie and another cookie and another cookie, and maybe you eat the whole dozen in one sitting. You're not hungry. There's no hunger there, but that mouth hunger is happening. That mouth wants more of that pleasure. So that's eye hunger, mouth hunger. And so, yes, it's true that foods, particularly those that are high in sugar, fat, salt, for us human beings, our physiology, when those foods are in our mouth, we love them. There's all sorts of different chemical reactions going on in your body and your brain that make you want those foods. They're delicious. And here's the thing, those foods, they're not going to stop being delicious. And so there's no sense in feeling guilty about that or trying to deny that that's the case. That's like, trying to deny that we need to breathe or deny that we get tired and we're trying to sleep and you're trying to use your cognitive control over them. That's like trying to use willpower or portion control around those types of foods. They taste delicious and they're not going to taste delicious. There's no sense trying to fight against your physiology. What you want to do instead is outsmart it. And so that's all about the prevention. So what we want to do is limit our opportunity to be interacting with those foods, limit the availability of those foods. That's the way that we prevent those cravings from happening in the first place. So, take a different path home, not past the bakeries as you are walking home from that luncheon in our pre-COVID world. Or in our current COVID world, if you're grocery shopping, don't go down the junk food aisle. Don't go through the sweet bakery part of the grocery store so that you're not even tempted. If you are buying packages of those delicious treat foods, don't buy the giant jumbo ones. I mean, maybe they're a better deal because you pay less per cookie for that giant bag, but you know what? You're going to eat more of those cookies. So really, it's not a good deal in how you want to live your life. Buy the smaller package so that you have fewer of them. And if you're doing your own baking, Either do a recipe where you can freeze part of the batter so you only make some of the cookies, or if you're doing, say, a batch of muffins where you need to make the whole batch, once they're ready, put half in the freezer so that less are available. And for those ones that you do have, here's a trick that I've learned by reading a research study a long, long time ago. I read this study where they were looking at the bowls of candy in the office. You know, the classic bowl of candy sitting in the office at the receptionist's desk. And they did an interesting study where at first they were tracking how much candy someone ate. So first they had the person with the candy in a clear bowl, a translucent bowl on their desk. Something like this one. Bowl of candy on their desk. And they tracked how much candy they ate. Then they switched it up with an opaque bowl in the same spot, same candy, same person on their desk. So something like this one that they couldn't see the candy in there through. And they found that just by switching from a bowl where you could see the candy to a bowl where you couldn't see the candy, the person ate less candy. And then they moved the bowls to just like 2 steps away. You know, the little reception area, the coffee table in the reception area, same 2 bowls, same candy. So first they used the see-through bowl of candy 2 steps away, and guess what? The person ate a little bit less candy because he had to get up and take 2 steps to get a piece. And then they put the candy in the opaque bowl in that same spot, the coffee table 2 steps away, and guess what? That was the least amount of candy that the person ate. So by moving the availability of the candy and even just the simple trick of making it not easy to see, that decreased the amount of candy that the person ate. And yes, it was only by a couple of pieces, but you know what? Those couple of pieces every day, that adds up. And so if you are baking, what you want to do is to, as I said, put part of it in the freezer so that it's not as readily available. And even the ones that you have sitting out, don't have them sitting in your beautiful glass cake dish, cake stand on your counter. See through right there out in front of you, you're going to eat the most cookies or muffins or whatever the heck you've baked. Instead, put it in an opaque container in a closed cupboard so that you eat less. Limiting the availability of those delicious foods, that's the way to interrupt and prevent the cravings when the source of the craving is the eye hunger or the mouth hunger. That's the video for today, my tip for today. If you like today's video, please let me know. Click the thumbs up button below. And yeah, what kind of ways are you preventing? How are you restricting access to those eye hunger and mouth hunger foods? Share that in the comment section below. Let's get some different ideas going so that we can all be learning from each other. Well, hang in there, take care during these strange COVID times, and I will see you next Thursday morning.